All right, man. We got number 19, Texas Tech versus LSU. Now, this game was in Fort Worth. I watched the game live. Yeah, it was not very good, bro. Now going in, I knew this was gonna be a game that was gonna be very hard for LSU to win, just because, Texas Tech and LSU, they're on different levels right now. Texas Tech's a team that just came off an Elite Eight appearance, I want to say, in March Madness last year. LSU has not made the tournament in several years. I don't even want to think specifically what year they made it last. We're just gonna ignore that. Um, but yeah, Texas Tech came out the gates firing, bro, and they were on fire. They made their first seven threes, I want to say. No, they were 7 for 8 on threes to start the game. And this dude, Christian freaking Anderson, right here on the screen, he's a problem. He's a freaking problem, man. He had 20 points in the first freaking half. And there was a point in this game where I knew we were going to lose. And if it's in this video, I'll point it out. Yeah, he made a pretty crazy freaking three. And yeah, at that moment, I knew we were going to lose the game. Um, but yeah, I mean, first half was not very pretty, but second half we competed a lot better because Texas Tech was cooled off a little bit. Um, this was Texas Tech's first game, and you know, it was their first game in December, so they had quite a bit of a break in between games. Um, and yeah, it showed, bro. It showed. Um, Now it's not the end of the world for LSU. Not the end of the world at all. Like I said, I knew it's going to be very hard for us to win this game, and I didn't necessarily expect us to win. Um, I would have liked to win, of course, yes. But I know there has been some flaws with the team lately. Being 3-point shooting, um, just not being able to finish around the rim efficiently. That's going to be a problem. Um, I've seen that with LSU the last couple games, um, especially against Boston College. You got to be able to hit a few threes, bro. You don't need to set the world on fire from three, but you got to be able to hit some threes in order to win some of these games. You can only go down low to Nwoko so many times before the other team hits a few threes here and there, and they start slowly pulling away. Um, Yeah, you can only run your offense through Nwoko so much. He's really freaking good, and it's a mismatch down there that you absolutely should take advantage of, but you don't want to do it too much. Um, you got to get scoring from somewhere else. I don't know. The good news for LSU is this was our toughest test of the season, and it looked like this was our toughest test of the season. Now, the first couple games of this season, with how LSU scheduled pretty easily, that was on purpose to get this team used to playing together, get the team chemistry up. That will play a big part later on in the season. You know, that's not going to be for nothing. Um, and I think it was the right choice. I think it was absolutely the right choice to schedule those games, get your team winning some games together, build up that confidence, and build up that chemistry. And I think that was the right move to do that. You don't need to schedule stupidly difficult. You play in the SEC. You're gonna have your difficult games. Um, Now with that being said, this is only LSU's first loss of the season. They still have everything in front of them. Um, they still have all the pieces to be a tournament team. Losing Jalen Reed really freaking hurts, and I'm gonna continue to say this. Losing Jalen Reed for the season really hurts. Um, but the SEC is weaker, much, much weaker than it was last season. Last season, the SEC was probably the best basketball conference of all time. That was ridiculous how stacked that conference was. 14 teams made the tournament, bro. Um, it's not nearly that strong. The SEC has been kind of struggling when it comes to non-conference. So LSU has a much weaker SEC schedule ahead of them. They can get some wins, bro. They can get some wins in SEC play. Everything's still in front of this team. Just see how it goes, man. Just got to get better from this. I'm not that upset about it. I just wanted to see where we stacked against a team who made the Elite Eight last year and who was a very well-coached team. That's what I was mainly wanting to see.
Markel Sutton, Tamba Nwoko. Here's a scrum. Up in a rematch against Arkansas. Off the steal, Tigers in transition. Tamba, a couple of monster steps too strong.
He can play on the inside, outside, physical defender. You'll see that both of these teams do a really good job of trying to
there's Christian Anderson right there. Ridiculous. He's ridiculous.
Early in the shot clock.
Off the board by Adwell. He'll get
I mean, it wasn't just him, though. Look at this, bro.
The Red Raiders so far.
They're just getting started.
Top, and there's the skip and the rotation. Adwell from downtown.
Him off the line.
Nwoko gets it, and the floater's good.
Some open shots. Fortunately for Texas Tech, LSU hasn't made it.
It's just when it's the other team's night, it's the other team's night, man. And it was Texas Tech's night. It's as simple as that, bro.
Head coach Matt McMahon understands he has a little bit more depth to work with this season, and this is their biggest
challenge. Big 12 Player of the Year, the lob toward it, and back up and in.
This team has a LSU has a six-day break. They don't play again until next Saturday against SMU. We're gonna need the rebound against SMU. We're gonna need to get that win, man.
Corner three from Sutton.
We just watching us shoot threes is painful. Max McKinnon had an atrocious game. This right here. This is when I thought. This is when I knew we were gonna lose the game. Right here. Look at this. Christian Anderson, bro. What do we do about that? What do you do about that? Without fouling him and shoving him into the damn bleachers. What do you do about that?
Nwoko gets it back, not this time.
The game defense.
Anderson again, why not? Already in the run immediately.
It's not me.
And that run now at 8-0 in favor of the Red Raiders. Thomas, no. Put back, yes. Red Raiders controlling things on the defensive end thus far. Quick trigger pass.
Nah, don't call them the Red Raiders. Call them the Red Hot Raiders, because that's exactly what they freaking were in this first half. They were ridiculous.
You can build off that momentum and motivate your squad, and they look
is. Most of these coaches are a lot taller than me. Graham McCassin, it wasn't quite eye to eye, but it was.
Wyoming, you've dropped 2 losses in the season, and obviously, where this program is, you have high expectations. This is a program that's been a national. You know, you're trying to get to the second half, but you find yourself down 13. LSU's going to have to cut into this deficit quickly.
Well, the Red Sea parted for Christian.
You have to practice twice a day overseas, and you get multiple reps at getting better at the skills of the game. It teaches you to read the game.
Wow. And sometimes
look at that, bro. 7 for 8.
3-point differential.
Good God Almighty.
And to start,
then you're obviously going to knock them down in the game. It's clear that the break that Texas Tech has had, they've been in the practice court, getting in the reps, and it's paying.
Contested layup off the mark. Sutton challenged it right at the rack. Now it's Carter. Big shot for LSU. Good, not forcing the action. Little high ball screen here. Anderson.
Guess who?
Cooking.
It's ridiculous. And the dude did not have, you know, he never showed a bit of emotion one time this game, I swear. He had a straight face every time he hit a freaking 3, bro.
Coming in, Texas Tech at 6-2. Still ranked in the top 20. And a late whistle, a collision. Watts at the stripe. 80% free throw shooter. Now this is the 31st annual
for Todd Golden's squad. They'll have a big opportunity to see what they can do against the Huskies.
Always a great night for a great cause. Donate to Jimmy V Foundation. They ended last year, ironically, against the Red Raiders.
That's a team that's loaded. We talk about inside-outside play. I really think Arkansas
was picked second.
Yeah, well, Max McKinnon, I don't even want to look up his
top and no, he'll get it back this time. Yes,
you know, his shooting stats for this game, because I know they were awful. And we need Max McKinnon to not be awful. We brought him in for shooting, his shooting ability. He needs to be able to hit shots, bro.
Shooting woes.
Ahead to Petty. A layup line.
Brand McCass.
Posture 101 right now.
Oh, that's it. That's absolutely it. I found myself doing that as I was coaching my 2 youth teams yesterday, which is, but he looked like he had a great stance.
Tremendous stance. Anderson to Toppin. Well, that left-handed delivery so smooth at the screen for King. Texas Tech with the clamps down defensively. DJ Thomas.
And the team in Malaga. Talk about a beautiful city in southern Spain. One of the top teams in the top divisions in Europe. Has some clean looks on the other end for the Tigers, just not able to capitalize.
The dude just doesn't miss, man.
Thomas can on the other end. DJ Thomas references in his first half. I don't mind that at all. Thomas the floater, that's a 3. And it's off the back iron. Resume. 2 teams that have high aspirations this year. Toppin, the spin, and a lefty off the mark. The Tigers came into today 7th in the country in field goal percentage, nearly 53% per game, and an ice cold
to the offensive end.
You're helping the helper. Next thing you're going to tell me is you're going to screen the screener.
That would be a great action to start with, but nothing better than
we had a much better second half than we did in the first. Again, just solely I mean, they still hit their shots, but solely because Texas Tech, look at that, 10 of 16 from 3, bro. Like, they were hitting everything, man. But like there's not, like I said, there's not a whole lot you can do when a team is just hitting their shots, especially from 3.
But just impacting the game all around.
You know, it's not too often that a team is going to shoot like 70% from 3 at halftime.
Watts was bumped.
It's just not going to happen too often, and it was just Texas Tech's day. Now they cooled off a little bit in the second half, and LSU was able to, and they were competitive in the second half. They weren't like, holy shit, who are we playing against? Like, they didn't think there was a magnet in the ball in the second half.
The story of this game.
Goes in the post, you have to relocate to see if you can get that digger out of there for Nwoko. The defense comes out of confidence, been ready, understands the assignment.
Difficult pass into the post, and
go.
Nwoko at the line. Mississippi State transfer, 67% in his career at Miami, and more than 10 points better than what we. The hesitation. Defense was better that time. Petty.
He's going to the line to shoot.
He's averaging 2.5 blocks per game. The VCU transfer. 10 minutes ago, are you trying to get it to single digits or 12 points maybe? What are your thoughts?
Down by 10 going into 8, but you have to chip away and get some wins. But moving forward, even if the game is lost.
King off the bounce. Now it's Sutton paving a path.
Sutton had a pretty solid game. I mean,
level in a type of match like this.
Look at that, 50% shooting for us in the second half. Second half, 25% for Texas Tech, bro.
He has the ability to do it for the Omaha transfer.
Yeah, Markel Sutton. We saw the physicality from him. He had a pretty solid day.
Air ball on the 3 and wide.
A little bit much ball with the isolation. Move the ball.
I mean, this game could have been a lot worse than what it was. It could have been a lot worse than what it was. The team could have just, LSU could have just laid down after they went down by 20, like 33-13, and when Texas Tech was hitting everything, anything and everything.
Miller
shooting the damn ball from Oklahoma. It could have been a lot worse.
In and out. JT Toppin at the line.
Unwise. Giving Texas Tech multiple efforts and possessions.
Sutton, patient finish. He's yet to score in the second. Now it's Toppin with a double team over to
Man, just can't leave Atwell wide ass open, bro.
But JT Toppin has struggled offensively this game. LSU electing to come over and double team, I believe, was a...
Petty wants it. Now to Toppin, the spin. There it is.
I mean, just having McKinnon on top and it just ain't gonna work, bro.
Anderson, the jump stop, the fadeaway. Give him 22.
His own tempo, outstanding.
DJ Thomas trying to return the favor, and Petty right up in.
Free throw line, not a lot of contact on that one, but nonetheless. And this is the point right here for LSU. Play with each other from a team standpoint and don't get into a hero ball mode. Long possessions and trust each other and see if you can win the game from this point.
I mean, God knows what happened there.
Off the bounce, King. Short. Topping his 12th board.
Christian Anderson has done a phenomenal job of reading it. He snaked the ball screen and put the defender, and he stands behind the screen and strokes the outside jumper.
7 straight for Anderson. Oh, pick and roll. And Sutton to shoot 2.
It's too much responsibility that you have on the offensive and defensive end to be worrying about what the officials are doing with their job.
Toppin, another double.
You have moments in early O, and that's early offensive transition.
Wide open is Watts.
It's good to see if you can get an early shot. LSU has had opportunities when they've had cross matches and switches, and they haven't elected to post.
Raiders in control. Toppin, 14 rebounds. Watts off
from this showing. With 5 minutes to go, you got to see if you can bow up and get something going.
I mean, Ron Zipper came in and hit a few threes.
They've done so.
He's someone that can maybe get another, you know, some more looks. At least when it comes to getting some three-point shooting on the floor.
Alabama was the
we got Mosley.
To the tournament, Notre Dame left out.
Did you ever think?
As they have a lot more.
We got him some run.
Zipper, that's a 3.
Some LA programs are
at the end, and I kind of liked what I saw from him.
He's feeling pretty good because he didn't have to explain to America.
And a true freshman point guard.
Explain what's going on.
He's very quick, very quick first step.
Up and in, off the Big 12 Player of the Year. Anderson's not going to get worse from this point moving forward.
Yeah, I mean,
so an SEC two-step
82-58 is what the final ended up being. 24 point loss, which again could have been a lot worse. Not you know, not ideal when it comes to your first test, but again, it was the first test. This team, like I said, still has everything in front of them. Just gotta focus on BYU, or not BYU, SMU next weekend, next Saturday. Gotta bounce back, get a win there. That'd be a good win to get us back on track, man. So yeah, these boys got a week to sit on this loss and get to practice, be hungry to get back on the court, man. You know, and they need to be hungry. You know, this needs to feel like a slap in the face, because that's what it was. So get to practice, man. Get better. Hit the... Oh my God, shoot them freaking threes in practice, man. I want y'all shooting 500 threes a day in practice. Every single one of you. Yes, even you, Nwoko. Even you, Nwoko. You're shooting threes too. You ain't getting out of it. 500. Let's go, man. Go Tigers.